everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Some adjustments will have to be made by both teams here as the weather has turned nasty and rain will be coming down throughout this game. Let's see who can manage the wet conditions better. It's the Saints going up against the Patriots. So with that, let's head up to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the New England Patriots. Hello, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and partner, our long national nightmare is over. After 6 months away, we're back to playing football.
And this is way better than Watergate, isn't it? Now we get to have some fun. Watch the veterans. They'll play a little bit. We know that. But the big thing, this new crop of rookies and young guys, they get their chance to take the field and earn their spot.
Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And we are underway in Foxborough. This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And a big face mask penalty here, 15 yards.
You never want to get your hands up in the face mask area because your fingers can get tangled up there, and that can hurt you as a player.
They slot Gronkowski outright. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. He's got time in the pocket. Right side, that's complete to Gronkowski. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. Brady to throw on 2nd down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be 3rd down. So still in search of the 1st down after that last completion. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, and on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
Brady now on 1st down. He's got time. Going underneath for Lewis. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a gain of 7, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Now Brady again. Finding time. Gronkowski's got it on the crossing route. And he's going to get into the end zone. So cue up the Gronk spike. It's a Patriot touchdown. Rob Gronkowski, 27 yards. And the Pats have taken the early lead. And for Tom Brady, after a little bit of a rocky offseason, he's back in the saddle. Here we go again. First touchdown pass of the season.
And I don't think there's any player in the league that turns rocky into smooth better than Tom Brady. Because when it's all said and done, he's always ready to play and play at a high level. Really no surprise what we saw there, and we know we're going to see plenty more of it as the season moves on.
I thought you were going to say turns Rocky into Rocky Road. That was my favorite ice cream.
That makes 2 of us because that's what we're going to do after this game.
Well, he does make everything smooth, though, and that's the first TD again of the season for Brady. They come up in an offset eye. Breeze hands to Ingram. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who's that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
The offense staring at a 3rd and 12 here. Now the pitch comes to Ingram. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Everybody, I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We've got 2 running backs who are hoping for plenty of running lanes on the field today. It's the Saints going up against the Patriots. With kickoff straight ahead, let's check in with the 2 men who will be calling tonight's game. We say hello to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Larry, we are about an hour's drive southwest of downtown Boston in the area known as Patriot Place, Gillette Stadium, here in Foxborough. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the New England Patriots. Hello, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and partner, our long national nightmare is over. After 6 months away, we're back to playing football.
And this is way better than Watergate, isn't it? Now we get to have some fun. Watch the veterans. They'll play a little bit. We know that. But the big thing, this new crop of rookies and young guys, they get their chance to take the field and earn their spot.
Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And we are underway in Foxborough. Set to return. This is Brandon Cooks. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here come the Patriots now to take over on offense. And they're led out by their 4-time Super Bowl winning quarterback in his 17th season now for Michigan. It's Tom Brady.
If you want to see a guy who absolutely loves the game of football work, try and see Tom Brady at practice. It is absolutely fascinating. When he's not on the field with the offense, he's off on another field doing individual drills, staying sharp, staying in shape. This is a guy who says he wants to play 10 more years. He certainly works like it.
Brady now to throw. And incomplete to open things up. Looking for his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. And that'll bring up second down. Let's discuss this offense now. And Julian Edelman, very good player.
Has really developed into a terrific slot receiver. And a lot of times he would be the primary receiver. Still mad coming out of college that he's not a quarterback in the NFL. He takes it out on the opposing defenses.
Second down following the incompletion. There's a carry now for Mike Gillislee. And he stopped immediately there. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
But when it comes to the running game, the New England Patriots, they're one of the few teams in the NFL that I don't think care much about balancing things out.
Last year, to your point, 5th in passing yardage, number 30 in the run game.
What they want to do each and every week.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Now it's Ginn. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback in his 16th season now, 11th as a New Orleans Saint, Drew Brees.
And he has to hold just about every Saints passing record, doesn't he? I mean, I can't imagine someone else has one.
No, in some cases, probably doubling or tripling the man closest to him.
Yeah, he's been absolutely amazing there. And what I love about him is how much he actually loves the game of football. Does everything that you have to do and then some in terms of preparation, staying with it in the game. I think he actually likes going to meetings. That's how much he loves the game, and he's always ready to play. He might actually play until he's 50.
And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here at 2nd and 12.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Oh, and the defender took some liberties there with a late hit, roughing the passer.
The league has done a great job of defining what is a late hit and illegal contact on a quarterback. The defenders really have to get in line.
Now a play fake here. Brees lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Brees to throw on 2nd down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And, oh, this is Peterson remaining down on the ground. And apparently in some pain. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. Offense needs 11. Have to think pass here on third down. Now Breeze on third down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be brought down right at the...
Be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He was a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. So here we go on 4th down with Breeze. And he finds a man with a crossing route. 17 yards on the pickup. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. He's got his man on the crossing route. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The wide receivers, often a very, very talented group, and that's the case here.
And they don't mind showcasing it either. Those guys love to be flashy, love to make big plays out in the open field. They will attempt to do so in this game.
Second down following the run. Again, they'll run with Ingram. And a short gain here down to the 22. Rob Ninkovich on the stop. And quickly, let's check out the New England defense.
Devin McCourty is one half of twins that can cover just about anyone in the league. A top-notch player who can play corner or safety.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a 1st down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. Travaris Cadet, his first carry. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. Now Breeze throwing on second down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's third down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete.
An extra corner on the field for New England here on third down.
Yeah, another DB. Breeze gives it up to Ingram. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He loses 4, and it brings up 4.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game, but when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
So they get the field goal, but part of that was a 14-play drive to get the 3.
Normally, when you hold the ball that long, run that many plays, you end up in the end zone. There's a breakdown on the defense. Something happens. In this case, that didn't, but really good ball control by the offense. They're hoping that they can wear them down if they keep having drives like that.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here.
We got 3, fellas. Let's go, Brown.
Brady to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, Julian Edelman. It's complete. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends his drive. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who can make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
And now a look at the Saints starting defense.
Cameron Jordan is now one of those versatile defensive linemen that you can play all up and down the front. Whether he's playing tackle or end, he knows how to make plays.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They stay on the ground. This is Gillisley again. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain. And it's 3rd and 2 now.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players. Position now more than ever is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
Here's Ryan Allen now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The D for the Pats. The Patriots heading back onto the field now. And despite being down on the scoreboard, this unit, they've had some big-time hits.
Sort of like us at practice the other day. I saw you take a running start at that blocking sled. You took it down.
Bounced off like a rubber band.
No, not at all, but you're exactly right. They are doing their job, but they want to add takeaways to it. You need to have more of those to go along with the big hits we're seeing.
By the way, when I tried that and I bounced back, I noticed that you laughed with everyone else. You didn't try to get in my corner.
No. Someone had just told me a joke on the other side.
Right,
I missed that. Totally missed it.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. And Thomas has it.
Offense.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. Here's Breeze. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. A good pickup after the penalty, 12 yards, heading 2nd down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. And he fires one incomplete. Kobe Flainer, the tight end, his intended target. And now it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense, that fell harmlessly to the ground. So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. They'll come out in the pistol. Play clock winding down. Play clock hit 0. Don't know what went wrong there, Charles, but it's going to cost them 5 yards.
Has to be some organization from the sideline. Sometimes when you're trying to decide on what play to send in, the play caller has to move a little bit faster.
And following that penalty, the offense really backed up now on 3rd down. Again, we'll see the pistol here. And they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. To throw, it's Breeze. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good game.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. One quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. 3-0 is our score, and we'll return to Foxborough after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep, Danny Amendola for New England. And taken right at the 35. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Patriots take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. And he's got it across midfield and down to about the 47-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
All right, here we go.
The first throw here for the backup Garoppolo. Surveying the field. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Alex Okafor in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And on 2nd and 10 now. Another pistol look here.
Green 39! Green 39!
And Daniel fakes the handoff. And complete to Lewis over the middle. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
From the shotgun on 3rd, Daniel. He finds his target, Fuller. And he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. So he makes the grab, and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line, giving them time to complete that first down pass.
They come out here in the eye. Here's the run with Cadet. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Breeze. Now Breeze lost the football, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember a count.
Now the Patriots gearing up to go now. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Allen alone to the right.
Let's go! No, Jack, Patriots!
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And this is caught by Allen for a New England touchdown. Dwayne Allen from 4 yards out. And the Patriots have taken the lead.
Sometimes when I see these types of plays executed, I think of basketball. Guys boxing other guys off to go out and get a rebound.
And he got the rebound right there. But the defense was really placed well.
Yeah, they were right there. I mean, that's where it's really tough for a defender. When you're in the right spot, you're draped on the guy catching the ball, yet he still comes down with it.
Now Stephen Gostkowski on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And then he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
They come up in an offset eye. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him. Sat there waiting for him and made the play.
And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
On 1st and 10, Daniel. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down. 10 yards still left on second down.
Leopard! Here we go now. Green, 39. Let's go. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Leopard. Let's go. Blue 90.
2nd and 10, Daniel again. He's got his man. It's Brandon Coleman. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
It's complete to Fuller.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Roughing the pass here, but Charles, that's a good call. But these days, you know, quarterbacks, they're very protective.
We know how protected they are, and if it's anything borderline, they're going to get the call. But as a defender, that's hard to swallow sometimes because there's so many of these bang-bang plays.
Daniel on first down. And Hill with it over the middle. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, Daniel. And that is incomplete. The tight end, Josh Hill, was the target. And 4th down coming up.
Really good, smart play by the defense, understanding 3rd and short, guarding the first down sticks, and being able to make a play on the football and bat it down.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. They snap it to Daniel on 4th. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete.
Everyone gears up for 3rd down, talks about the importance of it. But 4th down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. You know, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on 4th down.
Garoppolo on first down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here we go. Blue landing.
A play fake to Lewis. Here's Garoppolo. Backing up. He's going to look deep down the field. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Dumps it off to Lewis. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. This is complete to Hawkins. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. 1:59 to go in the first half. Back to Foxborough after this. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Here's Ryan Allen now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. 2nd down following the run. Here's Daniel now on 2nd down. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
Defense.
So the defensive holding penalty here, Charles.
You get outside of 5 yards downfield, and you get grabby with an offensive player, the flag will come out every time.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this one out to about his 14. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And he'll give it here to a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. A long way to go for the offense here on 3rd down. It's Daniel. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Roughing the passer. That's shades of Charles Davis back in his playing days.
Oh, I sure wish it had been, Brandon. Back in my day, I didn't hit anyone hard enough to rough the passer. I had a number of teammates that handled that for me.
On 1st down. And this is incomplete. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. They come out here in the eye. Back to the air. Daniel on 2nd down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. 7 yards on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Completed pass on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down as the defense looks for the stop. They fake the give. Daniel. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tommy Lee Lewis, 55 yards. And once again, the Saints are back out in front.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And he missed it. No good. This is going to remain a 2-point game after that one. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out come the Patriots. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll start things on 1st down with Dion Lewis. And he powers his way up past the 30. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Let's go! 3-19!
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Here we go. Green, 39. Green.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Going underneath for Lewis. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So the penalty by the offense, and now they face a 1st and 15. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Garoppolo looks to throw. And it's intercepted. Picked off by the 2nd-rounder, Von Bell. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or 2 and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Let's go!
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year, as we'll send you down the coast to Orlando, where we check in with our friend Larry Ridley and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Patriots are forcing turnovers, but they still find themselves in a tight game. The Saints have to feel somewhat fortunate that those same turnovers haven't cost them more. So let's take a look at the highlights from the 1st half. Saints take it early in the 2nd. Run play here, and the ball comes out. He'd make it count, running for 37 yards on this run. Now following the fumble, Allen's able to get open here, and it leads to a touchdown. Patriots go up by 4. Final seconds of the half. He'll scramble away and complete the pass. And this 5-play drive goes for a touchdown. Patriots have it late in the second. Hopkins going to haul in the pass over the middle, and that connection will lead to a gain of 19 yards. The offense would later throw a pick to end the drive. So that's it for us at the EA Sports Studio. We'll go back now to Gillette Stadium for the start of the second half.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. On the return, here's Marcus Murphy. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. They go back to Cadet, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Here's a carry now for Daniel Lasco. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. We get a look at the Saints defense as they file into position.
And now Big Mo's wearing a shirt of their color. They're hoping to continue that momentum in their direction, but maybe another pick.
Who's Big Mo? He's momentum, right?
Momentum. And right now, he's hugging them.
They'll start off with a give to Lewis. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. And he finds Danny Amendola. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the...
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Tyler Davison in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Here's Ryan Allen now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 33. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Watch it now, Barney.
They come up in an offset out.
Detroit. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Watch it now, Barney. Play 19.
Throwing on second down, Daniel. And Hill with it over the middle. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
So here we go, a third down after the second down pass completion.
Here we go now. 3-19.
From the shotgun on third, Daniel. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. So the Patriots coming out now.
Here we go. 3-19.
They start the drive on the ground with Lewis. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
All right, here we go.
They try again with Lewis. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
Offense.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Garoppolo to throw on second down. This is complete to Hawkins. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Allen's got it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And it gives the Pats a first down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
Let's go.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Allen has it, left side. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
It's caught outright, Amendola. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1. Here's Ryan Allen now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And his first throw since coming in is incomplete. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level, there's 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
They come out here in the eye. Throwing on 3rd down, Daniel. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. Or pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
They're going to try and throw. He finds Coleman. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd.
Yeah.
Back to that one.
Here in the 3rd quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a 4th down play.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now Nassib. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
The play clock's running down. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. And this will be taken. And deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Now they'll run with Lewis. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Garoppolo to throw on second down. Caught by Allen. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Fresh set of downs here. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. This is complete to Hawkins. That throw good for 4. It's second down. And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. One receiver left. That's Allen. Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Throwing right, and that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's third down for this offense. Someone moved. Flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
Offense faces a 3rd and medium with 6 yards left. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Allen's got it over the middle. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. This is taken at the 18. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect. Passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Deron Harmon makes the tackle.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. So roughing the passer, 15-yard penalty.
And you notice how the offensive line responded. A couple went to check on the quarterback, and a couple went to the guy who hit the quarterback. No one likes to see their quarterback hit.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They come up in an offset eye. Nassib. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to fourth down. Well, they went with the nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good. Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down. You bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken at about the 14. Oh, what a move. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit? I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Green 39! Green 39!
On second down, here's Garoppolo. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
Garoppolo on first down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter, you got to feel pretty good as a defense.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store.
Now let's go. 319! 319!
A play fake to Lewis. Here's Garoppolo. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So
it's caught inside the 25.
Offense.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play.
319! 319!
They go play action here on first down. He's got time in the pocket. Great protection. He's going to take another shot here. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Scoring has really been at a premium. And, Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense, too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
This is Lasco. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Illegal blocking the ball. Offense.
They come up in an offset eye. Now Nassib. He's got time. Coleman has it here right side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the...
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Ebner. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on, and it's second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play, and guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
That catch good for 5. It's third down.
I think that was a pretty good read right there. They caught him in zone defense and went to the hitch. And because they're in zone, that creates a natural space between the defenders and the receiver, able to get it to him quickly and let him get upfield.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now fourth down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for a fourth quarter lead. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line. Very difficult night for the guys on offense. They've got to be looking at each other in the huddle and on the sidelines. How are we going to find some open space to complete a pass and find open room to run? This defense all night long has squeezed down the passing lanes, made plays on the football. It's really been a thing of beauty for them. He's got to figure, all day long prepping for the game, they had to have talked about it again and again. Squeeze passing lanes, and we'll... be in great shape.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front.
False start, offense.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Now the Patriots offense, they worked their way back out onto the field. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. And that only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it's a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And
for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Sterling Moore. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Patriot down, slow to get up. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Here's Lasco, and he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front? Creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility. And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. Now Grayson. They complete it to Hill. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
Martin, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will push the lead up to 12-7. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. His tight end, Dwayne Allen, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Well, that play's a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the fourth quarter, and they got a big one.
And such a close game, a very big one. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down. They come up in an offset eye. Nassib. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And down he'll go at the 25. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll lead here to a third down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it all the open field.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
As a guy carrying the ball, your eyes are going to direct your feet, and you're hoping they carry you to the open spaces. But it's awfully difficult at times because you have so many things you have to look out for. Where's the line blocking? Where's the traffic coming from? Tough to find open spots.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. It's taken to the 26. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Around 2 minutes to go, and if the D can hold them, that'll end this one.
We always think about the offense attacking. In this case, I'm looking for the defense to do the same.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on third. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Here's Ryan Allen now as he's on to punt for New England. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They have the lead. Still a one-possession game, but the defense got the stop. They've got the football now. Just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all the defense is counting on from their offense. They did their job in a big way. You know they're over on the sidelines now starting to take their tape off, and, hey, we've done it.
Now we're going to get a timeout here called by the Patriots. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Watch him now, Barney.
They come up in an offset eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. He'll look to throw. Finding time. Incomplete. Malcolm Mitchell out of the University of Georgia was the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Surveying the field. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the 2nd-rounder Von Bell.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
And let's shift now to talking about the Patriots defense. And they would need something miraculous. Can't stop the clock. Not really sure how they're going to win this. A miracle.
Yeah, a miracle is exactly what it would take. And some help from the guys on offense. They'd have to actually try to run a play and have some disaster happen then. We have seen it in the NFL. Yeah. We've seen some of those miracles where they've gone the other way. In this case, snap the ball, take a knee, go in. Yeah, that's it.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They come up in an offset eye. That one looks like he'll throw here. Fuller brings it in over the middle. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Cadet. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Foxborough, good night, everybody.